Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the parents and students of the class of 2025 to Schaumburg High School. I must say it feels a little bit strange connecting you via a webinar right now. My name is Brian Harlan. I'm the principal at Schaumburg High School, and I'm joined tonight by Ms. Yasi Delgado, who serves as our Student Services Director at Schaumburg High School.
Everyone.
We were certainly hoping tonight we would be able to connect in person and that you'd be able to come into the building this evening, but instead we're going to have to do the best we can through this live webinar. I know that this year, navigating 8th grade has been challenging for both students and parents. I want to start by assuring you all, you have a lot to look forward to as a Schaumburg Saxon. I'm maintaining a positive outlook on next year and cannot wait for you to all be at Schaumburg High School getting the full high school experience. While you may all be sitting here nervous at the thought of the transition into high school, I can assure you Schaumburg High School is an amazing place. Students ahead of you, the next 4 years lies a great opportunity for you both academically and in terms of extracurricular activities. Tonight, you're going to hear more about both of those. Most importantly, Schaumburg High School represents a great community. We have a caring staff that will support you along the way, a student body that will embrace you when you start at Schaumburg High School, and the fact that you're sitting here tonight with your parents shows their level of commitment to your success. A phrase you will hear over and over again the next 4 years is "We are SHS." Collectively, we're all here to support you, our students, and make sure you have an incredible 4 years at SHS. While 4 years may seem like a long time right now, I assure you it will go incredibly fast. As you watch tonight's presentation, I ask students, start reflecting on the type of experience you want to have as a Schaumburg High School student. What type of student do you want to be at Schaumburg High School? What kinds of classes do you want to take? What types of extracurricular activities do you want to get involved in? And what are your goals for the next 4 years? I know you probably don't have the questions to all those, right? Answers to all those questions right now, and that's okay. Tonight's gonna be filled with lots of information to get you started on your exciting journey as a Schaumburg Saxon. Parents, as we go through the material tonight, there's going to be a lot to digest. We are recording the webinar and we'll post both the recording and the presentation to the website in the coming days. We will have more information on where to find that later on in the presentation. There's also the ability to ask questions as we progress to the Q&A feature built into the webinar. We will attempt to answer pertinent questions as we can throughout the webinar, but we also know that we might not have time to get to all of them or sort through all of them. So we'll post an FAQ on the website with the presentation and the video clip. Next up, we wanted to take the opportunity for students to win some free stuff this evening. So students, our Schaumburg High School VIP Booster Club, SHS VIP Booster Club, gave away t-shirts, which you'll hear more about in a video shortly, to all of our students and staff this year to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Schaumburg High School. If you scan the QR code right now or go to that tiny URL, you'll find a raffle. Please enter your name, and then we also ask for your email address and your parents' email address so we can contact the winners and get them the t-shirts that they win. We are going to have more information on this in the coming moments of our webinar. At the end, we'll announce the winners and give you more information where to pick that up. We will also share the link with you to this later on in the chat so that you can go through and click that link and fill it out directly if you need to. Next, I want to take a few minutes to just review the agenda this evening. First, we're going to hear more about the Schaumburg High School Booster Club, the VIP Booster Club. Then we're going to hear about athletics and activities opportunities, the enrollment process, core placement elective options, the Power of 15 and dual credit initiatives, summer school options, fall registration process, and the start of the 2021-2022 school year. Ms. Delgado will be taking you through a number of those things. I will guide you through the first two bullet points, which is the VIP Booster Club and the activities and athletics opportunities. I next want to pass things off to the virtually to the SHS VIP Booster Club president, Mrs. Robbie Volkemer. VIP stands for Very Interested Parent. The Booster Club offers a great opportunity for parents to get involved in supporting Schaumburg High School. I have a short video clip that they put together that I want to share with you so that you can get to know a little bit more about the ways that the SHS VIP Booster Club supports the students at Schaumburg High School. Give me 1 second as we're navigating this. And here we go.
This year, we will be awarding $15,000 in senior scholarships. In the spring, we work with juniors and seniors in putting on a prom fashion show. We also provide support for a prom DJ and post-prom. In honor of Schaumburg High School's 50th anniversary, Schaumburg High School VIP Booster Club purchased T-shirts for all staff and students. VIP Booster Club also provides mini grants for SHS activities and clubs, such as AP Resource or Book Club, and many, many more. We also sell SHS spirit wares, so please check out our website or My School Box. We have lots of volunteer opportunities and ask that every parent or guardian support SHS by donating 1 hour of your time per school year. What a difference this can make for our school. See our website for further details. We also have several fundraising events throughout the year, like our Dine to Donates, which occur every first and third Wednesday of each month. We look forward to having you become a VIP Booster member soon.
All right, thank you very much, Mrs. Volkemer, for the information regarding while I'm navigating here, the sharing here. I'm gonna stop for 1 second. Sorry about that. We're experiencing some technical difficulties as we navigate the live webinar here. We'll be right back with it in 1 second. Apologize for the delay. All right, Mrs. Delgado, can you give me a thumbs up if you can see that now? Do you see that?
Sure can.
All right, is it full screen? There we go. Okay. So thank you very much, Mrs. Volkemer, for the information about the VIP Booster Club. We appreciate it. I can't encourage you enough to become a member of the VIP Booster Club. They do wonderful, amazing things for our students here at Schaumburg High School, and we are very appreciative of their efforts. And it's a great way for parents to get involved here at Schaumburg High School. As I mentioned before, in addition to the educational opportunities that we have at Schaumburg High School, we also have great opportunities for students to get involved. I want to offer an opportunity for our students to hear directly from our students. So we'll now have a short video clip of some students talking about how they're involved here at Schaumburg High School.
of 25, welcome to Schaumburg High School. We're so glad that you're finally here. My name is Sarah Hussein, and I am a senior. Here at Schaumburg, I am a part of the swim team, the water polo team, and I do slam poetry.
Hi, I'm Mia Elmo, and I'm also a senior at Schaumburg High School. I'm involved in dance, student council, and Operation Snowball. We know you might be feeling a little anxious and nervous about your transition, but just know Schaumburg's here for you. Here at SHS, our student culture is comprised of students from all different kinds of backgrounds.
So whether you're an athlete, a musician, an artist, or even just interested in branching out and meeting new people, Schaumburg has a club or activity available for you.
As a Saxon, you are now part of a community where students value pride, teamwork, and responsibility.
We look forward to seeing you next year, and we hope you're excited to join the Saxon family.
All right, thank you very much, Sarah and Mia. We appreciate your words of wisdom about getting involved here at Schaumburg High School. Next, I want to take some time to introduce our athletic and activity director here. We have Mr. Manning, who is our director of athletics, and Mrs. Michelle Napier, who is our activity director. They also have a short clip that they wanted to share for you this evening during this webinar. We're going to play that for you here momentarily, but as an important message. So students and parents enjoy what they put together. They put together a very professional video, and hopefully that we can do due diligence to have the same high delivery that they had in this video the rest of this presentation tonight. So without further ado, here is what they have put together for you.
Welcome, I'm Mrs. Napier.
And I'm Mr. Manning. We are the athletic and activity directors at Schaumburg High School.
We are really excited to share all the great programs we offer.
We have 30 different athletic programs over 3 seasons, and we definitely encourage multi-sport athletes.
In addition, we offer over 60 clubs and activities, including programs that are competitive, in the performing arts, leadership skills, and career-oriented. The biggest regret our seniors share with us as they're leaving Schaumburg High School is that they didn't get involved freshman year.
Being a member of extracurricular programs allows you to meet new friends,
Become a leader.
work as a team,
Have fun while exploring new interests.
Lastly, getting involved leads to academic success.
It's easy to get involved. Registration for athletics and activities is completed through Infinite Campus.
Summer camps are a great opportunity to get involved before the school year begins. Registration materials will be included in the summer school brochure that will be sent home in the spring.
Once school begins, we will have an extracurricular fair where you can meet your coaches and sponsors and ask any questions you may have. But for now, information can be found on our SHS website under Athletics and Activities.
We are looking forward to having you a part of our Saxon family.
Remember, get involved early. Go Saxon!
All right, thank you very much, Mrs. Napier and Mr. Manning, for that important message about getting involved in student activities. As they mentioned, it is one of the most commonly referred to regrets of our students that they did not get involved freshman year when we talked to them their senior year. So freshmen, get out there and get involved next year, incoming freshmen. We're looking forward to having you be a part of the Schaumburg High School culture, and part of that culture is getting involved. Research does show that students who are connected and involved to their high school are more successful during high school. So it's important, parents and students, to get connected outside the classroom to extracurricular events. Without further ado, I'm now going to hand things off to our Student Services Director, He's going to talk about all the things you've been waiting for, such as course selection, and what the process of transitioning into high school looks like. So without further ado, here is Ms. Delgado.
Good evening, everyone. Mr. Harlan, while I take over here, would you mind looking at the question and answer and following up?
Yep.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I am going to share my screen and hopefully it works out here. I'm hoping everyone can see the student services slide. My name is Yasi Delgado. I am the Director of Student Services, and I have the pleasure of working with all of the counselors, school psychologists, and social workers here at Schaumburg High School. Our office is the office where I always say, if you're not sure, come to Student Services first. In person, I would love for you to meet our department, and this is just a small part of our department. We have a chair of the department, Mr. Melton, who leads all the counselors, psychologists, and social workers. We have 10 counselors here at Schaumburg, 2 social workers, and 3 school psychologists. We also include the nurse's office and support staff. And some of you have already met some of our support staff, at least through the phone. Maybe some of these names sound familiar. Mrs. Mariano, Mrs. Locke, Mrs. Vanek, Mrs. Gilmore, and Mrs. Zell. So in the next few months, you'll be able to hopefully be able to talk to them a little bit more, and definitely in the summer as well. So we are one of the largest departments in Schaumburg High School. And so students, your counselor will always be the first person that you go to. Parents, the counselor will always be the first person that you go to. And whether you have a question that's about academics, social emotional issues, or post-high school, that's who you start with. So all of you are going to be assigned a counselor. And parents, if you've had an experience with a counselor that you would like to have for your next incoming freshman, please feel free to give us a call or email Mr. Melton and make that request by May 1st. And new parents, if you're not sure and you'd like to talk to us about the type of counselor that you think your student would respond to and kind of gravitate toward, give us a call. We'll give you some recommendations. All of them are wonderful, but we totally understand that there might be some special requests that you have. So long as you give those to us by May 1st, we'll be able to assign your student to that particular counselor. So again, counselors are the first line of contact for any question that you might have here at Schaumburg High School. So parents, by now, there are a few mailings that have gone home. And if for any reason you've missed these, please give us a call at the number that you see there. The first thing is that you should have received the Class of 2025 transition guide. Kind of looks like this. So I'm going to ask you to keep this close to you because there are going to be a number of important dates on there and valuable information. You should have also received with the guide a master enrollment form. And that's the form you fill out with the demographic information for your student that lets us know your student is going to come here to Schaumburg High School. The second mailing is a sheet, it's a front and back, that gave information about the Zello Career Matchmaker activity and your Infinite Campus activation code. So many students have already done the Zello Career Matchmaking activity either at home or through their schools. And we invite you that if you haven't taken it, please go ahead and do that before you submit electives. And we'll talk a little bit later about why that's important and why that's helpful. So if you did not receive that mailing, please give us a call at that number. You also received information on the back side of that letter about your Infinite Campus activation code. And so if you've created a District 54 Infinite Campus activation code, it's similar, but it is going to be separate from District 54. Even though we use the same student information system, we are 2 separate districts. So the back of this letter had information about how to create that District 211 Infinite Campus activation code. And parents, if you're wondering, and students, if you're wondering why I've added a James B. Conant High School example of that letter, it's because I join you in this journey. I also have an 8th grader who's going to come in as a freshman. And so she's not coming to Schaumburg, so that's a good thing, right? Her world, my world, but she is also going to be in this journey with me. And so I kind of understand a little bit about the conversations that we should be having and the transition. So parents, if you ever want to call me as a parent going through it, I'd be happy to talk to you about that as well. And the last mailing that you received was an elective sheet. It kind of looks like this on the front and this in the back. And this is where we gave you information about the elective choices that we are offering for next school year. This is how you enter the elective choices that you are interested in, students. But in order to do that, you have to create that D211 Infinite Campus account. So again, if you have questions about how to create the account, how to pick the elective choices, please give us a call. We'd be happy to walk you through that. This is what that back piece looks like, where there is a link to the D211 campus portal and the username link and the IC activation code. So students, you have a separate IC activation code than your parents. Parents, you shouldn't need to share your activation key because students will receive theirs. If you have any questions about that, feel free to give us a call. All right. So students, you're starting to think about graduation requirements. What is it that I need to graduate from Schaumburg High School? Well, a total of 20 credits, including the items that you see listed there. And your counselor is going to be the one to ensure that every year, and sometimes every semester, you do an audit. Am I on track to graduate with those 20 credits? Now, parents, just so you know, there are many students that graduate with more than 20 credits at the end of senior year. If a student's interested in graduating early, please talk to the counselor about that, and they can come up with a plan. It's not something that we recommend, it's not something that we want, but we know that there are students who are interested in that for one reason or another. Now, your elective choices are due by Wednesday, December 16th. We will be looking at those prior to that, but you have about till midnight on the 16th to enter those. And so on the back, there's a listing of the career clusters, the nationally recognized career clusters. And so if you're looking at the back of that sheet, look specifically at the course code and the course that is aligned with that career cluster. And so when you did the Zello activity, students, it indicated for you the career clusters that right now you're showing interest in. And so are you going to be tied to that for your entire 4 years at Schaumburg High School? Absolutely not. We recommend that you take the career matchmaking activity more than once because your interests may change. And some of us adults are still trying to figure out what we want to do when we grow up. So when you're 14 and 15, we wouldn't say that you are tied to the career cluster, but this starts to show the interest that you currently have. So we recommend looking at the courses that are related to that. You can also see the prerequisites, if any, for specific courses. So even with all of that, Ms. Salgado, what elective should I take? There's so many options, and we wish you can take them all. In your 4 years, we wish you can take them all. And we certainly know that that's not possible. So here are some recommendations. 1, do that Zello activity. If you need to do it twice, go ahead and do so. It is going to throw out some different things, different ideas, different careers, just so that you start to develop an idea of whether or not you like that career or not. And then it's going to also give you a listing of some careers to consider based on those interests. The other thing that I recommend is look up the course descriptions in the curriculum guide. This is available here at our building if you need a copy, a hard copy of it, and it'll list all the different elective areas and descriptions of the courses. And the curriculum guide is also available online. Just go onto the Schaumburg webpage. The other way that you should consider electives and your options is, are you open to new activities? If you've never done an activity within the applied tech department or the business department or family and consumer science, if you haven't tried a language, consider how open you'd like to be for those new opportunities. This is your chance to try something that maybe introduces you to a new piece of yourself that you know that you want to explore. And so also consider your course load. That's a very important one. So students will want 3 electives, no study hall. We'll talk about that a little bit more. But you also want to be a 3-sport athlete and join 2 clubs every year. So which electives should either support those interests, or which electives will you need to consider? Because if you have 7 courses and some of them are advanced or AP, that is going to take quite a bit of that extra time that you have. So look for electives that maybe are more hands-on and not as homework intensive or reading intensive. Certainly not saying take the easy way out, but consider your overall load and how you're going to be involved here at Schaumburg High School. And the last thing is, I'm going to show you at the end where our elective departments created some videos for you to watch and then decide, is that an area I'd like to consider, or is that something that maybe not right now, but in the future I'd like to. Now, how am I going to be placed in core courses, especially since we did not have the students take the PSAT 8-9? That's okay. We didn't give the placement test. So we are going to look at your current placement in 8th grade. And some of your teachers will also tell us about the places or the courses you took in 7th grade. So we're going to look, are you in general level courses, regular level courses, accelerated level courses? We're going to look at your current progress in those courses, as well as the grades that you are currently receiving. We're going to look at any assessments your junior highs have provided. So if that's MAP testing or any district benchmark assessments, any math assessments, any of that information that will help us and your junior high teachers in placing you in those core courses. Your junior high teachers are making recommendations as we're doing this video right now. I just received a few from Frost Junior High. So your junior high teachers will be submitting those and we will review them. And also, we don't want to leave you out of the loop, parents. We don't want to leave you out of the loop, students. So tell us what you're concerned about or what you're interested in or what challenges you want. And so you'll be able to give us some insight that's going to be very valuable. Parents, you know your students, and students, you know what your goals are going to be as you start high school and what you want to achieve. So that insight is going to be absolutely valuable. And then the sometimes dreaded summer school. So those of you who are dreading summer school, we're asking you not to worry about that just yet. But you may go to summer school, and depending on attendance and your progress in that summer school course, we will look at that to place you in your core courses. So you see, even though we don't have PSAT 8-9 scores, we are going to take a holistic approach at placing you in those core courses. And so in freshman English, there are various levels that you could possibly be placed in. So I'm going to start from the bottom. Advanced, E108 is our highest level of English. E102 is our mainstream regular college prep English level. And then E101, that goes along with a reading support class, E141, is our general level. And I included the possible score range in the event, had we done PSAT 8-9, these are the score ranges that we would look for in terms of placing you in English. For math, we have even more levels. So we'll start from the top. General, Math 113 is a double period math course. And that math level, while it's general, it also includes that extra period of support. So that's a double period math class, that M113. Our college prep algebra 1 level is Math 117. And then advanced begins 147, even past Math 328. We have some students that come in at a 400 level math course. So we are ready for that. That Math 147 course that you see listed there is also a double period math course. And you're thinking, students, if I can get away with 1 period of math, I would love that, because I know that that second period is going to take the place of a study hall or an elective. Let's talk about that, because Math 147 covers a great amount of algebra review. It goes into geometry. It has the built-in support already there. And if you stick with it, you will get further along in terms of the material you cover. And our research has shown that you will do great on your SAT. So we can talk about that a lot more when the time comes. And for science, we have the general level S131, college prep S137, and advanced S138. You could also see the math levels that are required for that. So when we look at core courses, we're talking English, math, and science. And just a little bit of insight for science, the majority of students come in at S137. But students that may need a little bit more support are in S131. And students have asked, well, am I stuck at that level for sophomore year, junior year, senior year? Absolutely not. We have students who move out of the 131 level and into the 137 level, even at the semester during freshman year. Out of all the core courses that we mentioned, I have to say that unless you're in a super advanced math course, and I mean accelerated algebra 2 and above, the other toughest course you are going to have is S138. That is a very advanced level. So if you're not exactly sure if you're ready for that challenge, or you want to start at a different level, please give me a call. I'd be happy to talk to you about that. Now, parents at the junior high, you can start asking the junior high teachers which level they think they're going to recommend and which level they think is most appropriate for your student to grow. Remember, if you start at a particular level, that does not mean that you will always stay at that level. So students, this is what a sample schedule looks like. Not this year, but next year, we're hoping that we go back to a regular school year. You will have 8 periods. English, math, and science are their core courses. Wellness is a combination of physical education and health. You will also have a lunch, and again, 2 elective courses and a study hall, or 3 elective courses and no study hall. And so consider this piece as well. So right now at your junior high, you might get, I don't know, 15 minutes to eat lunch. If you're super lucky, you might get 20 minutes to eat lunch. Well, at Schaumburg High School, that lunch period is going to be 50 minutes, 5-0. Is that enough time to do that extra work, have that extra time already built in your schedule, go to tutoring? Or do I really need a study hall that is also 50 minutes in length? So if I'm a 3-sport athlete and I am joining clubs and I am engaged in activities and responsibilities outside of school, then I may consider a lunch and a study hall. If you're not sure, give me a call. We can walk through that. We talk a lot about the power of 15, and I noticed that earlier in the question and answer, there was a question about power 15. Is that a graduation requirement? It is our hope that you graduate from Schaumburg High School with a minimum of 15 college credits. But we know that that might not always happen, but that is something to strive for. And so the way that you are able, students, to get those 15 credits of college credit is either through AP courses, through dual credit courses, or a combination of the two. So for AP and dual credit, there are going to be some differences. Both AP courses and dual credit courses are available starting your freshman year. If you look at the electives and the core courses, especially in the curriculum guide, you will see which ones are AP, which ones are dual credit. So let's talk a little bit about that. Both of them are college level coursework. We follow the curriculum of college level expectations. AP courses are taught by Schaumburg teachers. Dual credit, most of the courses are taught by Schaumburg teachers, but some are taught through Harper and Triton College professors, for example. AP courses, you only receive a Schaumburg High School grade. But for dual credit, you receive a Schaumburg grade and a college grade. So let's just use Harper, for example. If you take a dual credit course, which begins with a 600 level course, and if you look at the elective areas, I will point one out, B164, second semester is B664. So second semester of that tech applications course begins dual credit. And so the student will receive both a Schaumburg grade and a college grade. So what does that mean? That means you get college credit and it begins your college transcript. So for example, if you get an A or a B on your college transcript, that's amazing. If you get anything lower than that, just understand that begins your college transcript. And lastly, for AP courses, the way you get college credit is that you take an AP exam in May, and if you get a 3, 4, or 5, then you are eligible for college credit, depending on your future university. So we want you to start thinking about AP courses and dual credit courses freshman year. That doesn't mean you have to. It just means they're available. If you don't start taking AP courses or dual credit courses to junior year or senior year, that's okay. Just talk to your counselors about when you should consider and when you are ready for that. Harper's Promise, just a little bit of that. We continue to offer Harper's Promise for incoming freshmen. You will be registering your student parents, and there will be a link that says, I want to enroll my student in Harper's Promise. It begins second semester of your freshman year, students. So there is a rigor in terms of courses that you need to be involved with, enrolled in, I'm sorry. You are going to have an expectation for community service, and there's an attendance piece. And I will tell you, parents and students, the absolute toughest piece for students has been the attendance. So Harper, in their Harper's Promise program, will allow students a number of absences. And so freshman year, since you start second semester, it's 5 absences. So starting in January, students, you can only have 5 full day absences. Is that tough? Absolutely. Is it worth the investment Harper is going to make in you? If you go to Harper in terms of the tuition coverage, it is amazing. And parents, those of you who have older children, I have an older child. If they go to a 4-year university, compare that to the cost of a community college, and the fact that Harper is going to cover that is just an awesome opportunity. So you'll hear more about Harper's Promise. I invite you to go onto their website and look up the detailed information. And so the summer school. Parents, let me be the bad guy to talk about summer school. Students, I have to tell you that the majority of our students go to summer school because they're trying to get ahead or trying to get electives in, even more opportunities. So it's not necessarily a negative thing. And sometimes as freshmen, we ask you to go to summer school so that we can move you up in English or in math. So you can see the Incoming Freshman Academy is 3 weeks or 6 weeks. ESL students, you will have 6 weeks of summer school. It might be 3 weeks of math, 3 weeks of English, or all 6 weeks of English. We also offer invitational classes. So it might be a math prep course. And maybe you're in geometry right now and you're thinking, I'm not going to go to summer school for a prep course. Well, math is going to move quickly starting August. So will you consider sitting for 3 weeks and reviewing some of that information before the school year begins? And Project Excel is for students who are on the borderline of regular mainstream courses and accelerated. And maybe you need a cheerleader. Maybe you need some advocacy skills. Maybe you will give us 6 weeks of your summer so that we can provide that for you. And at the end, maybe you move you to accelerated courses. And there are also some electives that you can consider. A lot of students will say, I want to take an elective to open up a spot for freshman year or sophomore year. It's a very good thing to consider. So you could do 3 weeks or 6 weeks. We just have to figure out, if you only do 1 semester of it, how we're going to come up with that second semester of it. And that's something we can work with you and your counselor, or you and I can do that. And so parents, I know that you're going to want to make some summer plans. And if we're able to expand the areas we can travel to, I know you have to make plans early. So there are the dates for first semester, second semester, summer school. We unfortunately won't know if your student has to go to 3 weeks or 6 weeks until about end of February. So just kind of keep that in mind. And so what's next? A bunch of things. A lot of things are next. So your teachers from 8th grade submit the recommendations. I'm going to make some initial placements. Then I'm going to meet with all of your teachers. And students, I meet with all of your teachers and they talk about you. They share a lot of information with me. And when I mean a lot, they're not talking about just basic stuff. They're talking about your skills and what they know you have the potential to achieve. And so we talk a lot about how we can give you those challenges and those opportunities. And then I mail home initial placements. Families, you will have a little bit of time to review those. Call us if you have questions. Call us if you want that third elective and no study hall, or you completely change your mind about electives. And then March, we send you information about summer school, summer orientation, and fall registration. And so where are we? First day of school, all done. So put these dates on your calendar. Freshman kickoff is an activity, an event just for you freshmen with our student ambassadors. And first day of school, August 12th. So I know we have given you a lot of information and you might have already made up your mind about a number of things. You are welcome to give us a call and we'll talk on the phone. But if you need something more involved, more detailed, I am willing to meet with you all through Zoom or in person for about 30-minute appointments. And so I'm going to email the Sign Up Genius link, but you could see the tiny URL there so that you can start to sign up for those appointments. We're going to run out of appointments, right? Because there isn't enough time in the day to sit with 545 incoming freshmen, and that is how many of you are coming in. I would love to, but if we run out of slots, I will add some more. They might be after the date that your electives are due, but we'll get you in. And the last thing I want to share is that I recommend you get onto our Schaumburg High School webpage, and under the Parents tab will be all our class of 2025 information. So all the mailings we have sent, the enrollment documents, and information about tonight. The webinar will be linked there. But more importantly, there is going to be information about the electives. So let's see if it works this way. All right. So our chairs and teachers have put together information and videos about their elective areas. So under that Parents tab, incoming freshmen, you will get to this screen, and here it says freshman elective course information and videos. I invite you to click on that, and you will find that all our different elective areas have included videos and information specific for the class of 2025. So please consider getting on that website and review those videos. Remember earlier when I said, so Ms. Delgado, which electives did I take? Well, here's an example of something that I recommend. Okay, so we have reached the end of our presentation today. Mr. Harlan.
I don't know if we want to take a few minutes to answer a few of these questions
Sure.
that we have out here. I think some of them we had kind of answered as we went through. There was one question about summer school courses in particular, but our invitational courses by invitation only was the question presented. Delgado, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so invitational courses are indeed by invitation only, but this is what I mean. You are not mandated, for example, to take a math prep course, but you want to do 3 weeks and your junior high teacher recommended, if they want to go to summer school for 3 weeks to practice, send them an invitation. And so then I send you that invitation, and it won't say you have to go to mandatory summer school. It'll say you're invited to go to summer school. And the other important piece about that is that it comes at a lesser cost. So parents, you'll see that detail in the letters.
We got a lot of questions coming in about summer school still. So what are the hours during summer school? So summer school hours traditionally are just in the morning. And then summer school at Schaumburg High School, I believe it's traditionally been the early start school. So I believe it goes 7:15 until, I have to look at it, but it's about 4.5 to 5 hours every day is what you can take for that, for those weeks.
And no school on Friday, so that's a bonus.
Yes, it is Monday through Thursday. Questions about Infinite Campus accounts. If you have multiple students, will the accounts automatically be linked is one question. You know the answer? Adam?
They are supposed to be linked. If for any reason they are not, and there's sometimes name differences, address differences, just call our student services office and we will ensure that those two are connected.
There's a question about how do we pick the best electives for our students? I would recommend that you go to that elective site that Ms. Delgado pointed out there. There's a lot of information to look at and have them explore what interests they have, because we have a lot of different things that are offered here. It's an amazing opportunities that we offer for students to take these classes, and we have all sorts of interesting courses that are really catered to student interests. So I would encourage them to do that for those elective choices. And then in terms of if you're transferring from a different middle school, how would the students be evaluated? If they're moving in from a different area, or maybe they know they're going to move to this area, how would they know what courses to take, Ms. Delgado?
So if you're coming in from a school within Illinois, we absolutely reach out to those schools and we ask your teachers for recommendations. They have also sent to us recommendations. I just received today a recommendation for a student that goes to a private school in Chicago, and it was for English. So I did receive that today. We're going to enter that. For students that are outside of the state and you plan to come in, but you're not exactly sure, we ask bring in your 8th grade grades and the courses that you took, and we will sit together and do that. So they usually are able to give you a transcript, and that's the best way that we can place you.
And there's a couple of questions about Infinite Campus. How do they select things in Infinite Campus? One question was, will our student need Infinite Campus? Yes, they will need. We will recommend they download the app for that. Can you maybe elaborate, Ms. Delgado, on when they'll get access to Infinite Campus and how they should put in their electives through that process?
So if I'm not going to be able to do this, I'd have to sign in as myself to see, for you to see and then show you my student. But here's what I'll do. I am going to add a video here on how to walk through that process. And so it'll take you step by step. Basically, once you make the Infinite Campus account, you go to the very bottom left-hand side where it says more, and then it'll show you where you can enter electives. But I'll add a video here that might be more helpful.
And we've got 2 or 3 questions about AP courses. When will they be able to request those AP courses, and how will they know if their students can take them?
So the first thing I would say is look at your student's progress right now. Is your student in coursework, and that could be accelerated or regular level coursework, and how are they doing? Are they ready for the challenge of college level courses? And then look at the elective sheet. The elective sheet will indicate which AP level courses are available to freshmen and which dual credit courses are available. So I'm going to just really quickly look at the sheet, and G339 says Advanced Placement World History, G349 Advanced Placement Human Geography, and I'll go down a little bit more, R359 Advanced Placement Seminar. Those are examples of AP level courses that your student can start to consider now. Just ask yourself, am I ready for that college level coursework? We hope that you are, so that you could take on this new challenge. If you're not sure, you need more information, give me a call or set up an appointment. We can go through them.
All right, and then there is one other question regarding, where was it? I just lost it here. Oh, in terms of the incoming freshman academies, can they, if they are only recommended for 3 weeks, is 6 weeks an option?
Absolutely. Parents, we're right there with you. Let's bring them in for 6 weeks.
And then I think this is probably from a student, but there's one question that asks, how much homework are we going to have? I would say that will definitely vary from class to class, but I will say that with high school, as you move up in education, there is typically an increase in the responsibilities of work they have to do at home, but it's not the case for every class. And each teacher will be working through that with you as you start your classes next year to kind of give you an idea of that. So it kind of varies by class. But great questions.
Mhm.
All right, we'll go through those again. I think we hit most of those and review those. And again, we're going to add an FAQ up online where we will answer any that we did not answer and put together a document for that. The last thing I want to do is make sure I announce our winners tonight for our t-shirts that signed up. So we have the first winner is Alexandria Tabor. I'm going to do my best I can with names here. And then we have Josie Stouffer, Avery Slenick, Isabella Pop, William Meyer, Sukanya Ghosh, Omari Franco, Nyla Baines, Dylan Mantia, Sean Howe, Gracie Haydecker, and Caden Zuniga. So I think I actually gave out 12 there instead. So if you heard your name called, you won a t-shirt. We will be emailing you with information about where and when to pick those up. But those will be available starting next week at the Schaumburg High School main entrance. We'll have your name on them, so you can just stop by and pick them up right in the foyer of our building without even coming in. So we will send that to you. I want to gracefully thank all of you for everything tonight and for being here this evening with us. I truly cannot wait for you to start high school. And like I said before, I'm excited for all the opportunities that you have ahead of you as a Schaumburg Saxon. It's a very wonderful place, and I can't wait for you to be a part of the experience here at Schaumburg High School. Ms. Delgado, do you have anything you would like to add?
So 8th graders, we have been waiting for you for a long time already. While you started 7th grade, we started planning for you to join us your freshman year, but we are going to be here. So I know it might be tough. I know it might be challenging right now. We ask that you finish your 8th grade as strong as possible. Things are going to get better. We are excited. We are going to be here, but enjoy these last few months of being 8th graders. You have wonderful things ahead. You have graduation ahead. So many things to celebrate, and we want you to do that. We don't want you to cheat yourself on those things. So finish strong. We will wait for you.
Thank you all very much. We appreciate it, and we will post the recording of this webinar online. And we, wish you all the best and good health moving forward. And we look forward to seeing you next year in August and meeting with you in the meantime if you have any questions. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Good night.